friends, welcome to Sam Biology class. Today we shall discuss about back cross and test cross. A cross between F1 offspring and either of the parents is called back cross. Here we have two examples. In pea plants, tallness is dominant whereas dwarfness is recessive. When tall pea plants are crossed with dwarf pea plants, all F1 offsprings become tall. These offsprings are heterozygous in which one of the allele is dominant and the other allele is recessive. A cross between the F1 offsprings and either of the parents gives rise to different results. In first example, when the F1 hybrid is crossed with a homozygous tall pea plant, all offsprings become tall, out of which 50% are homozygous, having two dominant alleles, and remaining 50% are heterozygous, having one dominant and the other recessive allele. In second example, the result is different. Here there is a cross between the F1 offspring and the dwarf pea plant. Such a cross results in the formation of two types of offsprings in equal proportion. 50% of the offsprings are heterozygous, having one dominant and one recessive allele, and remaining 50% are dwarf. While both the crosses are called back cross, the second one is known as test cross. In first example, the F1 offspring has been crossed with the dominant parent, and in second, the F1 hybrid has been crossed with the recessive parent. Such a cross between F1 offspring and either of the parents is called back cross. The name back cross has been given because the F1 offspring is crossed back to either of the parents. Now the question is, what is test cross? A cross between F1 offspring and homozygous recessive parent is called test cross. It is useful to determine whether the individual expressing the dominant character is homozygous or heterozygous. Test cross is a useful tool to analyze genetic crosses. Test cross is usually performed between an individual of unknown genotype and another individual with a homozygous recessive genotype for the trait in question. Thus, a test cross tests or reveals the genotype of the first individual. For example, there is a tall pea plant with no information about its parent. The plant could be homozygous or heterozygous. To determine whether the tall pea plant is homozygous or heterozygous, the plant is crossed with a dwarf pea plant which is homozygous recessive. Then what is the result? If all offsprings are tall, this indicates that the individual is homozygous, having two dominant alleles. But if 50% of offsprings are tall and remaining 50% are dwarf, this indicates that the individual is heterozygous for tallness, having one dominant and the other recessive allele. In this way, test cross is used to determine the genotype of an individual with no information about its parents.